Hello and welcome to another edition of WrestleTalkShow. I'm your host Joshua Zimmerman, bringing you the week in professional wrestling, news, bits, rumors, current events. We'll discuss Monday Night Raw. TNA suffers a broadcasting setback, but there's some irony in that, and we'll explain that in moments to come. Hello again, fans, and again, welcome to another edition of Wrestle Talk Show. I'm your host, Joshua Zimmerman, and I hope your holiday, once again, is going great. Mine is, after a while, it becomes another holiday, another day. You know, once you reach a certain age, I guess, that's just me. But I hope all is well with everyone and everyone's doing good. We want to thank our YouTube following and general audience. Thank you for picking up right where we left off. I just looked at the numbers and the viewership does not seem to be suffering. In fact, it's picking up a little bit more by 10 or 15 views each video. So I do appreciate that. And let's get into your professional wrestling news. First and foremost, Monday Night Raw led to the turn of CM Punk. CM Punk is now a contender with John Cena, who has come out as the new leader of Nexus as they play off Wade Barrett recovering from the TLC pay-per-view. Some trivial debate is whether Wade Barrett had 13 chairs collapse on him or 23. John Cena stands by the 23 chairs in the display for TLC fell on Wade Barrett, while others say it was 13. One can only wonder, and in regards to that, the message was sent, who cares the amount? We got the gist. Cena got his payback. We'll discuss that a little further in a minute. Moving on, SpikeTV has canceled Reaction. That's right, folks. This Thursday, December 30th, will be the last TNA Reaction. I, for one, could not be happier. The thing that doesn't make any sense, well, there's a couple things, but it's TNA, so we can go on and on about that. SpikeTV did not renew Reaction, but it goes on to say that it wants another TNA broadcast to take the place of Reaction, which leads me to believe, and a lot of my colleagues to believe, not saying that this would be good for TNA because we can't stand it to begin with, is that they'll add a third hour to Impact. This would be fine if they knew what to do with 2 hours. But I don't know. There's some pros and cons with that. Because if they're given 3 hours, they'll have to sit down each week, and it can't just be fillers. They'll be able... Something tells me that this might be a blessing, because they'll have to sit down and make sure every segment works. You would think, you would hope. They would sit down and make sure every segment works, because with 3 hours, you're either going to attract the audience, or after an hour and a half, when they see it's the same old TNA, if they don't, they're just going to turn the channel, and the ratings will suffer yet again. Last week's live edition of SmackDown scored a 2.5 viewership rating. The replay on 12/21 scored a 1.2. Don't expect the 2.5 to be a consistent rating. I believe that it was strictly because it was live, and SmackDown in general, Raw, every week lately in the last 3 to 4 weeks has taken precedence over all WWE programming, because SmackDown's just a mess right now. But the replay again scored a 1.2. TNA's 12/23 Christmas version of TNA Impact scored a 1.08, down slightly from the week before's Impact, which scored a 1.12. And that was the Impact for 12/16. In your wrestling news, former TNA Knockout Awesome Kong on December 22nd was arrested for driving without a license. Driving while under a suspended license, rather. She was released after paying the $1,000 bond, and we'll give you updates on that, but I don't think that much will come of that. It's a suspended license. It's wrong to do, but it's not uncommon. Secondly, WWE creative writer Freddie Prinze Jr. is being sued for a car accident. He allegedly ran into the back of someone else with a car that was registered to wife Sarah Michelle Gellar. The victim is suing for monetary damages as his back was messed up. That is the direct quotation. More information on this is available at tmz.com, as well as the report and further details. Our favorite TNA heavyweight champion, Jeff Hardy, is scheduled to plead guilty in his court appearance next month to drug trafficking charges. He's hoping to only serve the 45-day minimum. Are you serious? And there's also another rumor that once the plea deals and bargaining go into effect over these next couple weeks, that he might not even serve a day. This goes back to what I was saying about and what will actually be our segment right now, and we're actually going to take the next 6 minutes to go into that segment a little better. John Q. Public would have already been arrested for his shoot video on CM Punk. This man has made no attempt to clean up his act. The company that he represents, TNA, doesn't seem to care. The only blessing we have on this is that in the Associated Press release a couple days ago on this, SpikeTV is directly mentioned. So, with SpikeTV still carrying Impact and wanting to do further business after Reaction goes off the air, you have to wonder if SpikeTV will, at some point in the next couple weeks, come to TNA and say, look, your World Heavyweight Champion, the one you're marketing as your main eventer in every pay-per-view and every Impact, cannot be like this. WWE, and this is why he left WWE, he loves the fact that TNA has a lax drug policy. That's why he's there. So he can do his drugs. Yes, they have drug testing, but TNA has proven that nothing comes of their drug testing. He can do what he wants. He pulls a fail, he pulls a fail. They let him come back to work. They let him keep making money. And with the bargaining, he'll pay if it works, he pays a fine, pays a little bit of money, does some community service, and doesn't have to truly pay for his crimes. The man is facing 6 months to multiple years for drug trafficking, and he's hoping for the 45-day minimum. Are you kidding? Like, I cannot believe, and this is wrestling aside, I cannot believe whatever company he could be in. He could be a carpenter for all I care. No company would tolerate this. No network that carries the TNA product should tolerate this. SpikeTV, get rid of him. Or tell TNA you're getting rid of them. Send the message loud and clear that this man cannot get away with this. That he will not be able to skate. Why is he still allowed to make money and only wants to do the 45-day minimum? He wouldn't be pleading guilty if he didn't know that they had enough. Why should he be given 3 to 4 weeks to plea and work out bargains with lawyers and make money exploit the fans and make their money, but then spit in our faces, spit in the face of our justice system, and say, oh, well, I only want to do the 45 days. I did wrong, but I only want to do your minimum. I'm sure everyone that's been convicted of a crime only would like to do the minimum, but this is why we have penalties. This man, and I don't get me wrong, I was a Jeff Hardy fan. Operative word being was. This man, when most people are facing charges like he's facing, drug-related, violence-related, whatever the charge may be, they try, at least for appearance's sake, to come out a better person. This man has not. He's gone on home videos. He made no sense this past week on Impact. Like, no sense. Last month, TNA was mad at him because he fell asleep at a pay-per-view. This is a man with a serious drug problem. And if your wrestling organization, TNA, who claims to be the number 2 and wants to be the greatest in professional wrestling, why are you sending a message that what you do is okay as long as you market yourself as a number 1 wrestler? As long as you keep making us money, Jeff, you go ahead. And then we wonder why all these wrestlers die at 35 to 45 years old. Because of companies like this. They are not punishing him in any way, shape, or form. They're helping him and saying, again, go ahead, Jeff. You're allowed to do whatever you want to do. Just keep making us money. I just don't understand it. TNA doesn't have the viewership to go to war with WWE. We know that. But why is this man, marketable wrestler or not, money maker or not, why is this man allowed to break laws that John Q. Public would not get away with? If John Cena did it with the way John Cena's character is marketed, WWE, for one, would be all over it. 2, USA Network and Universal would not, I don't think, would take too kindly to it because they're a major network. And 3, SpikeTV, as we've discussed before, has a lot of shows that are not wrestling related, but score better than TNA does. Oh yeah, by the way, 2 weeks ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, there was a prank phone call show that took the place of Reaction. It scored better than Reaction did. There's your sign. This company should not be allowed to do what it wants. It should not be allowed to hide Jeff Hardy, let him work with their lawyers, work with his lawyers to get a sweetheart deal. Yes, I understand. It's the point of a lawyer to get you the best deal possible. But when you're guilty dead to rights, you're guilty dead to rights. This man should be in a rehab. He should not be near his child, which he's using as an excuse. He just had a child. That's all well and good. So better yourself for your child. What the hell message does this send? And then we come on these shows and we do things. Oh, we never seen it coming when a young wrestler dies of a drug overdose, or when it's found out that he uses prescription painkillers for the pain. There's a way to help this man, and they're doing the exact opposite. Enabling him is not helping him. His child will be fatherless. His wife will be a widow, but TNA will get their money. And that's all I think TNA cares about. Until next time, thank you for watching. Feel free to drop show-related emails at cwecompany@gmail.com. We'll be updating our website at WrestleTalkShow.webs.com within the next 48 hours. Sorry for the delay. Friend us on Facebook and Twitter, both at CWE Company. And again, as always, thank you for your viewership. It's greatly appreciated. Until next time, have an excellent evening.